Okay, hi friends. I'm outside enjoying this beautiful day. I hope you're having a great day too. Today is the first day of spring. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. I think that when you're watching this, it might not be looking like this outside. I'm videoing this one a little bit early so I could share it with you. But my suspicion is when I look at the weather, the first day of spring might actually be a little rainy outside. So I'm taking advantage and I'm going to do this one early so that I can share it with you. But I wanted to wish you a happy first day of spring. I wanted to share a story with you called Finding Spring. The forest was growing cold. Mama said it would soon be time to sleep. But all Maurice could think about was his first spring. There he is. Spring, 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 he sang as they filled up on berries. I wish it was spring right now, Maurice told Mama. Waiting is hard, she said. Right now it's time for sleep. So what season is it in the story? Very good, it's winter time. Maybe you will dream about spring, Mama whispered. Soon she was softly snoring, but Maurice was wide awake. I will go find spring, he said. So he's going to leave and he's going to go find spring. And off he went. So there he is going through the big woods. Everyone in the forest was busy. I'm looking for spring, Maurice told Squirrel. That might take a while, Squirrel chittered, turning to bury a large acorn. I'm looking for spring, he told Rabbit. Not yet, Rabbit giggled before dashing into his warm burrow. Deer didn't even look up from her grass. I am looking for spring, he told Robin. Everything in its time, Robin said. Then she flew south. The woods smelled musky, and there was something new and tangy in the air. I smell spring, said Maurice as he hurried along. Suddenly, Maurice felt an icy sting on his nose. Is that spring? He asked. A beautiful crystal landed on his paw. Spring? What is it really? It's a snowflake. The crystal disappeared, but soon there was another, and another, and another. Maurice chased after them. Spring was hard to catch. He chased them past dry leaves, past bare branches, and over the frozen stream. All the way to the great hill. Wow, said Maurice. Spring, spring, I found spring, he sang as he scooped up a bit to take home. What did he really find? He found snow. Back in the den, Maurice snuggled happily against Mama. He slept and slept and slept. And if you look carefully, what he thinks is spring, what's it doing? It's starting to melt, right? When he woke up, everyone had already gathered in the meadow. I brought you some spring, Maurice announced. But spring was gone. Where is it? He asked. Spring can be hard to find, said Robin. Maybe it's hiding. Rabbit giggled. Deer just blinked. Sometimes you really have to search, said Squirrel. Let's look again, said Mama. So Maurice led them back to the forest. He saw blooming branches and bright green buds. He saw the rushing stream. Everything had changed, and Maurice knew just what to do. to the great hill, he cried. And at last there it was. Maurice had finally found spring. All right, my friends, what a cute story. I hope you're going to find spring too. I think we certainly deserve to find spring at this point. What I'd like to do is take you on a little walk around my house before I have you watch a video. There's a quick video I want you to watch. It's called The Sounds of Spring. And I want you to listen to all the different sounds that you hear, that you might hear during spring. And one of the ones that I hear during spring, and you might be able to hear it, and I'll turn it around so you can see it real quick, is during the spring, I love to hear my wind chimes in my house. So that's something that I definitely can hear in the spring, are my wind chimes. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you on a little walk around my house so you can see that spring is coming. So we're going to take a walk, and I'll show you some of the things that are popping up at my house, because I was pretty excited the other day as I was walking around and I could see some signs of spring that were happening, and I didn't even realize they were happening yet. Let's take a look. You see my daffodils starting to come up. But what I'm most excited about is I have lots and lots of, I don't know if you can see them, tulips starting to come up. Tulips are my favorite flowers, so Mr. Rooney planted a ton of tulips around our house for me. And I'll show you, some of them are coming up here too. If you look, you can see I have lots and lots of tulips starting to pop up. So I'm pretty excited because I'm starting to see lots of signs of spring around my house. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and I'm going to ask you to watch the little video about signs of spring, or what you can hear in the spring. And then you're going to do a little writing project. And I'm going to ask you to write about what you can hear in spring. So let me grab a marker. Here they are. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to write. Now I'm going to use a marker so that you're able to see a little bit better, more clearly. But I'm going to ask you to write, after you watch the video, I'm going to ask you to write about what you can hear in the spring. So I'm going to ask you to finish this sentence for me. In the spring, I can hear. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and copy down, and you can pause this. In the spring, I can hear. And I want you to write what you can hear in the spring. And if you're not able to go outside and take a little walk today to hear what you can hear in the spring, think about earlier this week, if you were outside at all, some sounds that you heard in the spring, some sounds that you heard outside. Or maybe if it is lightly raining today, what kind of sounds? You can certainly hear rain in the spring. So take a little walk outside if you can, and if you can't, think back to some of the sounds that you might have heard in the video about sounds that you can hear in the spring. Or maybe if you were playing outside this week, some sounds that you can hear, okay? In the spring, I can hear. Now, I said, in the spring, I can hear. Do you remember what I said? In the spring, I can hear wind chimes. If you listen carefully outside, you might hear birds, you might hear lawnmowers, you might hear the wind, you might hear the grass rustling. There are all kinds of things that you can hear in the spring. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you, after you listen to my story and after you watch the little video, take a little walk if you can. If you can't, maybe take a little mental walk and see if there are some sounds that you can hear in the spring. And then I would like you to write about it. In the spring, I can hear, and then illustrate a little picture. Okay? All right, and make sure you write your name down at the bottom for me so I can see your beautiful work. All right, my friends, enjoy our little springtime activity. I hope you have fun with it. I hope you like the story, Finding Spring, and I hope you have a great day. All right, bye, friends.